Hello, my name's John Manion. I'm curator of the Cull Wildflower Garden with friends at Birmingham Botanical Gardens. A plant I'd like to talk about today is one I consider a great treasure of our native flora, especially in the way of shrubs. It's mountain laurel, Kalmia latifolia. You see it here behind me. One of the very special things about it is that there's a period in flowering of all plants that I refer to as the shoulder period. It's when all the craziness of all the spring wildflowers is finishing and the summer wildflowers have not quite started. This mountain laurel is a wonderful plant for bridging that period of time because that's when it flowers. I didn't plant any of these mountain laurels. These were all planted when the garden was first started in the 1960s. 1962 I found on some of them on an accession tag that has the date when it was planted. What's amazing to me is how tough they are. I have them growing out of rock walls. They grow in a variety of settings. In some parts of the South, they're called ivy, even though it really is not an ivy at all, but there are places where they refer to it as ivy. A lot of cultivars have been selected, cultivated varieties have been selected, but these are all straight species. This is what you would see out in the wild. What's interesting is that frequently you'll see them along streamside or riverbanks, yet they're still very drought tolerant. One of the fascinating things about it is that if you take each flower not long after it opens, you'll notice when you look at the flower that in the middle is the pistil, the female part, one spike standing up. Surrounding it is a ring of stamens, the male parts that have the pollen on them. If you touch the stamens, they're all sprung loaded. There's a whole ring of them and they're all sprung loaded. So if you touch the stamen, it'll release and flick the pollen up onto the female part. Either that or sometimes if there's a lot of pollen, it'll even appear on your hand. That's a fun thing to show people to add to the charisma of this plant.